What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac if you will. And today we are going to talk about Samoa Joe returns to NXT. The day we have been waiting for ever since he was released, ever since we even thought that Joe's career is beginning to wind down. This is something that a lot of us have wanted, the best place for Joe since he's been under the WWE umbrella, NXT. And it was rumored for the past few weeks. I think it was last Tuesday where apparently he was seen in the Performance Center. WWE officials said that yes, he was here, but they never said what he was doing here. By Friday, just before the weekend, they said that Joe is going to return to NXT. Triple H had orchestrated it, was never happy the fact he was released from WWE, and now we saw Samoa Joe on this week's NXT just a couple days after William Regal had that meltdown at In Your House, saying that he may have to step aside and there may be change in NXT. Samoa Joe has stepped in. We're going to talk about it all in just a second, and I'll give you my reaction to it, so stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that's WWE and AEW, so if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into it. Samoa Joe returns to NXT. So in the opening segment of NXT this week, we saw William Regal come down and he looked like he was giving a farewell address to the crowd, saying that he loves NXT, how he's been here from day one, from the commentary desk all the way to GM. He's taken this brand to Chicago, Brooklyn, Portland, etc, etc. But things are getting out of hand and it may be time for a change. A very cocky and confident Karrion Kross walked down the aisle with Scarlett, the NXT champion still, of course, and he got into the ring and he said, I told you that you've lost control of this place and I'm gonna rule this place with chaos and violence, and you knew when I said it was the truth and you didn't want to, acknowledge me. I didn't want to believe what I was saying, but tell everybody now that what I told you was right and get out of here. Very rude. Karrion Kross very much cementing himself as a heel. In the last couple of weeks, he has kind of been on the fence, maybe a bit of a tweener when he's been tangling with the other heels, namely Adam Cole, but now he is firmly a heel, cussing the beloved William Regal. But before too long, we heard that sweet, sweet Samoa Joe theme tune, and it literally took me back to, 2015 NXT when things were so good. NXT was still, our little secret for those that used to watch it, kind of just like underground and no one else knew about it. Samoa Joe came out dressed so well in a suit, got into the ring and said to William Regal, you wanted me. William Regal said, I wanted to speak to you in private, but I'll speak to you here. William Regal said that, yes, I want you to become the new GM. I can't take this anymore. Samoa Joe politely declined, saying that, these are big boots to fill and I can't do it. However, I don't like the disrespect that is kind of flying around here, and I am more than happy to kind of be your enforcer and make sure that the respect for you is still kept within NXT. William Regal was interested in this idea, but William Regal said to Joe, this comes under two conditions. You cannot wrestle, you're not an in-ring competitor, and you cannot attack anybody unless provoked. Samoa Joe accepted these terms and then went to Karrion Kross and said, what the hell are you still doing in this ring? And told Karrion Kross to kind of be on his merry way. Karrion Kross, for the first time in NXT, looked a bit humbled, looked a bit frightened, and stepped down and walked out of the ring with Scarlett. And we had this partnership of William Regal and Samoa Joe born in the opening segment of NXT. It didn't take too long before Samoa Joe got his hands all dirty, Adam Cole pushing him in a backstage brawl with Kyle O'Reilly, and we saw Adam Cole choked out by the Coquina clutch, and just some other segments during the show, one with Johnny Gargano, just being so straight and upfront with Johnny Gargano. It was absolutely brilliant. So good to have Joe back on the black and yellow brand. I will say this is a bit of a weird space that he is occupying as this special enforcer, kind of like a GM assistant. Sometimes I guess it will spare William Regal being on the show and we might get Joe. I don't want to see Joe maybe too much on the show or too involved, because that will make him feel like a bit of an active competitor, which isn't active, if you see what I mean. So they have to get the balance right here, but him being back is enough to, really excite everybody and get you thinking, what if Joe gets in the ring one more time? Just on that last point, I do think it is very rare we are going to see a full-time schedule from Joe. It looks like, you know, his wrestling days may be done. Maybe that is why he opted to come back to NXT or WWE, because anywhere else said that, yeah, you know, these concussion issues are real and we can't get you back in the ring in a full-time capacity how you may like. Obviously, we did get the little tease of Karrion Kross and Joe, and maybe even, you know, Adam Cole and Joe. I do think it's a bit of a dangerous line that we have to toe as well, because Samoa Joe, being the complete badass that he is, he can't really be badding up and sticking it on the heels all the time, because that will devalue the heels. You see what I mean? Someone has to get one over on Samoa Joe. Maybe it is Karrion Kross. Someone has to choke out Joe or really put him to the sword and make him kind of realize he's not as bad as he thinks he is, because Joe can't just keep running around, throwing around his weight, knowing that he can't have a full-on wrestling match with any of these guys and making the heels look bad, if you see what I mean. So yeah, someone has to get the best of Joe at one point, whether that's down the line sooner rather than later, I don't know, but Joe has to be very careful about making all the heels on the show look bad in this role of his. I mean, my last fear is that, will this get old? Will we kind of be bored of seeing this kind of special enforcer role? How long will it last for? How fresh can they keep it and keep the feuds and the promos and everything like that? I trust NXT more than I trust main roster, of course, so I have hope. But yeah, I guess it is a bit too early to say, but how they have always kept William Regal in the background and he has kept the competitors in the foreground and made sure the competitors are the most important thing on the show and not the GM, I guess that's kind of the role that Samoa Joe is going to have to take up as well. All in all, I am absolutely here for this. It was brilliant to see Samoa Joe. If the guy is unable to wrestle a full-time schedule, this, I guess, is the next best thing. Even as GM, I thought would have been a bit too much of just sitting back and laying back and watching things happen. This kind of space as an enforcer, but still an authority figure, works very well. When Samoa Joe takes to the mic, you have to listen instantly. Whoever he's going to be kind of battling up against whenever that happens, we're going to get great promos. He adds star power, he adds legitimacy, and I literally felt like last night, and last night was just a great NXT show in general. I felt I was watching NXT of old, honestly. I felt this was pre-USA Network days, and I was watching it on the WWE Network when everything just used to be so cool and so sick every single week you tune in. So I'm so happy to see Joe back here, and I hope you guys are as well. Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts of Samoa Joe's return as this kind of special enforcer for William Regal on NXT. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.